Hello, and welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Okay, today we will be reading out of the Old King James Bible, and we will be going over a few scriptures today concerning the title, How Serious Does the Lord Take His Sabbath Day? How serious does the Lord take his Sabbath day? Okay, I'm going to share these scriptures with you right quick here, and you can jot them down if you like. But yeah, tell you people, uh, the Lord take his Sabbath day very serious, and we're going to show you that, okay? Because he had it written all over the book, man. He talks about his Sabbath day, talks about uh, him keeping it, his disciples keeping it, you and I supposed to keep it. And he told Israel, to teach the people, he chose Israel for his chosen people, and they were supposed to teach you God's ways. And all that he say, his commandments, his laws, his statutes, everything. I hear people say all the time, well, LD, the Sabbath day is for the Jews. And the Sunday is for the Christians. I said, I wonder where you read that at. If you can show me that, then maybe I believe you. But I never read that anywhere. Okay. All right. And and to include, when the Lord created man, he created the Sabbath day for man and not man for the Sabbath day. Okay. But in any case, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to stop sharing these. We're going to start up. Go over these scriptures right quick here, see if we can get a little bit of understanding to understand just how serious the Lord's Sabbath day. He take it Sabbath day. Okay. Now, let's see. We're going to start this in Exodus, the 20th chapter. And we are going to start reading at verse 8. And it reads, Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Okay. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. 6 days. Okay. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. The stranger, that's everybody else. Okay. But the Lord was talking to Israel right here. He was talking to them right here on top of Mount Horeb. Okay, or Mount Sinai, whichever one you want to call it. And he gave them these laws, statutes right here. Okay. Verse 11, For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. He made it holy. Okay. And he gave these to Israel, and we were supposed to teach the rest of the sons and daughters of Adam, the whole world, all of these laws and statutes. Okay. Now, of course, we dropped the ball, but we're picking it back up. We're trying to put it out there, let you know. Okay, we got to keep the Lord's Sabbath day. All right, let's turn right quick over here to, let's see, Isaiah the 58th chapter, and we're going to start reading at verse 13. And it reads, If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day. You see that? It's not the Jews' holy day. It is the Lord's holy day. Okay. But you turn yourself from doing your own stuff and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. So what do people do? Watching football, basketball, baseball, washing your cars, mowing your lawn, doing everything under the sun other than what the Lord tell you not to do. Okay? All right. Nor finding thine own pleasure. Okay, and speaking thine own words. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord. See what he'll do if you keep his Sabbath day. And I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob, thy father, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. He will bless you. Okay. And he will do you no hurt. I'm going to tell you something. You learn about this Sabbath day and you stiff up, get you a stiff neck, hard head, and don't want to do it. He got something waiting on you. I'm telling you. All right. Now, let's go. Let's turn over here to Genesis right quick. Take a quick look at something here. On to Genesis, the first chapter. And we'll start reading at verse 26. And it reads, and God said, let us make man in our image. And Jesus and the Father was talking right here, okay? He said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth up on the earth. Verse 27. So God created man in his own image. So he created man. He didn't create the Jew. The Jew came after. Okay. Oh, if you didn't know, when Jacob, you got Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the Lord adopted Jacob, changed his name to Israel. Then Israel there in turn had 12 sons, and one of his sons' name was Judah. That's where you get the Jew from. Okay. That was on down the line. All right. Oh, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Okay, verse 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. So the Lord created man on the sixth day. He prepared everything for the man, and then he created the man. Okay. All right. Now, let's move on. Let's go to Genesis, the second chapter, start reading at verse 1, and it reads, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Okay, so if you don't know what day the seventh day of the week is, everybody got a cell phone. Pull up your calendar and look at it. And you know what? Matter of fact, October is an excellent month to show you that. Look at the first day of October and start counting across, because the first fell on a Sunday, right? First day of the week. Count across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to see that Saturday is the seventh day. Okay. Not one time did he tell you to remember the first day of the week and keep it holy. He didn't write that. You can't read that nowhere. Okay. Verse 3, and God blessed the seventh day and sanctified. He set it apart from the other 6 days. Everybody said, well, every day it's a Sabbath day. How you figure that, man? The Lord said he sanctified. He set it apart. People make some weird statements. I'm telling you, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. Okay, so now let's go over here right quick and show you something right quick here in Leviticus. Now, we're in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, and right here, Lord had his holy feast days laid out. Okay, and which the world don't keep. Very few keeping it. He told us to keep them throughout our generations, man. I mean, because that has a great significance, man. Those holy days, they mean something. I tell you. All right. And keeping the Lord's Sabbath day means a whole lot. We won't get into all of it, but I'll tell you what, you repeat it every week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You work 6 days and you rest the seventh day. Okay. God gave man 6 days to labor and 1 day to rest. And how many how many years is 1 day to God? 1,000 years is one day. Gave man 6,000 years to labor and get this thing right. And one day to rest, 1,000 years, 1,000 year millennium period. Okay, when the Lord will be back here on this earth. Okay, that Sabbath day means a whole lot. I'm telling you. Okay, but right here we're at Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. I'm gonna read one verse, but he put this right at the top of his holy Sabbath days. Okay, so it's real important. Verse 3. 6 days shall thy work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. Okay, so he said to keep that holy convocation, a holy gathering on the Sabbath day, seventh day of the week. Okay. What you doing on Sunday, you keeping your holy convocation on Sunday. Okay. And that's to do no work. And he said it again. It is the Sabbath of the Lord. It ain't the Jews. It ain't the Sabbath for the Jews. It's the Lord's Sabbath day. Okay. Now, let's move on. Let's go back to well, we'll go back. Okay, yeah. Let's go to Exodus right quick. We'll go to Exodus let's see, Exodus 31st chapter. And let's see here. Exodus 31. And we're going to start reading at verse 14. And it reads, Ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. Okay, he said, don't defile his Sabbath day. Okay, and we're going to read again where he say, don't pollute it. Okay, and how do you defile it and pollute it? By doing your own pleasures and everything you want to do. Okay, and he said, put you to death. He said, well, LD, shoot, I don't even keep the Sabbath, man. I'm still around. Okay, tell you something. Did not the Lord say he going to put the sheep on his right hand and the goats on his left? Those that did what he say on his right hand, the sheep, and the goats that did evil and then it was hard-headed, didn't do what he said. Tell you something. That should be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And what is that? That's the lake of fire. Tell you something, Lord, take this thing serious, people. All right. Verse 15. 6 days may work be done. I'm telling you, he keeps stressing that, man. But in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, the seventh day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holy to the Lord. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Okay. Granted, but the Lord also had an example. He said, if sometimes you got to get the ox out of the wheel. Okay. So now, if you got to work, your boss man say, hey, you got to work. You got to work this Saturday. You don't, I'm going to fire you. Okay. You got to work. You got to feed the family. Okay. But the Lord is a reasonable God. He said, come, let us reason together. He understand that. Man say you got to work. It's going to be on his head, not yours. Okay. But that's the thing, man. If you don't have to work, don't go and volunteer. You know the Lord. You're supposed to keep the Lord's Sabbath day. And if you pray about it, the Lord will fix it where you won't have to work on this on Saturday, and you can keep it Sabbath day. If that's what you want to do, the Lord know your heart. All right. But okay, let's move on here. Let's go over here to let's go to Isaiah right quick. Back to Isaiah. I'm gonna show you something. On Isaiah what was that 56. Isaiah 56. You say, well, okay, the Lord was talking to Israel. Yeah, he was talking to Israel. See who else he was talking to, too. Let me see. This is Isaiah 56. Start reading at verse 1. And it reads, Thus saith the Lord, keep ye judgment and do justice, for my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness to be revealed. Blessed is the man. He didn't say blessed is the Jew. He said, blessed is the man that doeth this, and the son of man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keeping his hand from doing any evil. Okay. So, man, I see people out there mowing the lawn. I be going to class, going to church on Saturday, man. I be seeing people mowing the lawns, washing the cars. I'm like, man, come on, people. Doing all kinds of stuff, man. It's crazy. They just don't want to do it. They just don't want to do it right. And a lot of them know it and don't want to do it anyways. Oh, I love my Saturday. I can't get my Saturday up. Hmm. Okay. Have it your way. Go to Burger King. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But let's see, verse 6. Now listen to this. Also, the sons of the stranger. Now, who is that? Okay. That join themselves to the Lord to serve him and to love the name of the Lord, to be his servant, everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it and taketh hold of my covenant. Even them will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon mine altar, for mine house shall be called a house of prayer for all people. So now, how much do all cover? Okay, so it's not just for the Jews, but all people. Okay, to keep the Lord's Sabbath day. Hey, people, you see, we're going here a little, we're going there a little. We're reading the Old Testament and the New Testament. Lord had it written, to the law and to the testimony. Whom shall he teach knowledge? Oh, he said, those that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Line must be upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little. That's why we go all over the book, okay? To get some understanding, okay? But now, let's move on a little bit further. Let's turn right over here to Jeremiah. Going to Jeremiah, the 17th chapter, right quick here. Show you something. Jeremiah 17, and I'll read in verse 21. Check it out. And it reads, thus said the Lord, take heed to yourselves and bear no burden on the Sabbath day. Okay? Nor bring it in the gates of Jerusalem, neither carry forth a burden out of your houses on this Sabbath day, neither do ye any work, but hallow ye the Sabbath day as I commanded your fathers. Okay, he commanded our fathers to do it. They supposed to taught us, and we supposed to do it too. And don't bear no burden on the Lord's Sabbath day. I said, oh man, I don't really feel like going. If you feel like that, you might as well not even go. Okay, it's all that simple. Of course, he was talking to Israel, but what I say, Israel supposed to taught us, right? The rest of the world, rather. Okay. Now, verse 23. Let's see if they did what they did. But they obeyed not. Mm. Neither inclined thy ear, but made thy neck stiff, that they might not hear nor receive instruction. They didn't want to hear it. They're like people today. I don't want to hear that, man. Get out of my face with that. Okay. We say, I'm holier than thou. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you something, people. Keep the Lord's Sabbath day. I'm telling you. All right. Now, let's go over here. A lot of people say, well, like say, oh, LD. Oh, oh, Lord's Sabbath day is for the Jews, and the Sunday is for the Christians. Okay. What is a Christian? Hmm? What is a Christian? Is not a Christian supposed to be Christ-like? Let's see what Christ did. You want to be Christ-like? You call yourself a Christian? Let's see. All right. Now, I'm going to start reading. I'm going to Luke, the 4th chapter, start reading at verse 14. And Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee, and there went out a fame of him through all the regions round about. And he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, your custom ain't that something you do all the time? Okay. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day. Okay. And stood up for to read. So the Lord, Jesus the Christ, the anointed one, he went into the churches on the Sabbath day. And you want to be a Christian? You want to be Christ-like? Do what Christ did. He went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day. Okay, the 7th day of the week. All right. Now, You say, all right, let's go take a look at this. Let's go right over here to Acts right quick. Let's see. Everybody want to quote Paul, what he did. Let's see what Paul them did. All right. Going to Acts the 13th chapter right quick. Acts 13. And we're going to start reading at verse 13. And it reads, now, when Paul and his company loosed from Patmos, they came to Perga and Pamphylia, and John, departed from them, returned to Jerusalem. But when they departed from Perga, they came to Antioch in Pisidia and went into the synagogues on the Sabbath day and sat down. So Paul and them, they kept the Sabbath day. Okay, they went into the synagogues on the Sabbath day. All over this book, people, the Lord talks about his Sabbath. People kept his Sabbath. So Lord take this Sabbath day very, very serious. Okay. And you should too. All right. So if you haven't been keeping it, I would suggest that you might want to start considering keeping his Sabbath day because he take it serious. Because at the end of the line, those that kept his Sabbath, hey, they did well. But if you didn't, we all gonna get rewarded. But you want that good reward, not that bad one. Okay. So that food for thought, think on these scriptures and words throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.